folks, and welcome to another episode of Technicational. Now, you remember that day we pick up the Android box from Royal Computers and Accessory? Well, today is the day that we are going to actually fully review this Android box. And this is what QFX. It comes up big, bold, and in big bright letters when you turn it on. But anyhow, most people might not know what an Android box is, so this review is to introduce what an Android box is and to tell you how good this one is. So it might be longer than expected, but I'm still going to keep it under 10 minutes. Now, first things first, this is an Android box, right? And this is a 4K compatible Android box. Now, I can't test the 4K because, I'm not really that rich yet. So I don't have a 4K TV, worse 4K cable. So yeah, the box is 4K, but I couldn't put nothing 4K upon it because it does not display upon my TV. But everything else, my test, right? This is for 8005. You have many different types of things you can plug on your TV to give you movies and TV shows and stuff. This is an Android box. Now everybody think everything will get a movie and TV by your TV shows on your box is an Android box, which is false. You have Android box, you have Fire Stick, and you have things like the Raspberry Pi where you can put anything on it. They are modified versions of an Android box. Difference is one run full Android and give you the Google Play Store where you have millions of apps you can download for any whatever reason you want, and others are made custom like the Amazon Fire Stick. And to get it to use Kodi is different on each device. We're doing Android box. So let's get right to it and see what the QFX really is. So this is the QFX 4K box. Now the first thing I felt it, I was like, damn, this thing is light. It's lighter than what it looks like. I feel like it's just a circuit board in there. But anyhow, what you get on this box or this flat slab is a SD card slot or MMC slot. You have USB 1, 2, 3, 4 USB ports on it. And you also have a, AV out, HDMI out, this is HD, and you have a Ethernet port, so you can plug the Ethernet directly in here. But don't worry, it comes with Wi-Fi. Although it doesn't have an antenna on it, it does have Wi-Fi. And this is actually the port you plug the adapter into power the whole thing. I also forgot that you have the SPDIF right here as well. But anyhow, this thing is literally an Android device, and I mean, when I mean it in the most simplest way, it is an Android device, meaning you look at it, and if you're an Android user, you know immediately that this is an Android device. Now, this is a good thing and a bad thing, and I'll tell you the good now and tell you the bad later. The good now is that you have access to millions of apps. Every app that you see on the Play Store is there for your taking. So you have the Kodi already installed, but it's not the updated version. So if you want, you can just download the right one directly from the Play Store. So the interface for the QFX 4K is pretty simple. And even if you don't know Android, you can actually navigate through the OS. You have a big bad Play Store right over to the left, and you have Kodi right up at the top, and you have everything else hidden in the My Apps section. Everything you need to know and find is right there in front of you. So you don't really have to go through any sub menus or nothing like that. So there's just one problem I have using the whole interface, and it's not finding everything. And this is where it comes to it being fully Android. The remote has a D-pad, and it also has a button on it that says, or well, it looks like a mouse. And I never know what the hell it was until using it and trying to put in a blasted Wi-Fi. And I realized that the Android interface definitely needs a touchscreen. It doesn't work well with anything else. If you put an Android OS on anything else that doesn't have anything to touch, you're gonna have some problems. Well, some workarounds have to be done. So it's fully Android, but it seems like it's a tablet OS is on the device. So once you get into certain settings and you're trying to do certain stuff, you have to click the mouse button and scroll the mouse over certain things and click, which is very tedious. Thank God you only have to put in the Wi-Fi password once, because to be honest, I just stopped using the remote and I had to plug in my trusty old GameSir controller in the back of the device to get everything done. So this is where Android is good and Android is bad. If it was a manipulated version of Android, that would be, who somebody would make and it takes full use of the remote, it would be easier. But because it's full Android, you have to have that button to change between the point and click to the D-pad button. So you have to have the cursor moving around the screen at some point in time, because some of the click registers are not inputted unless it's in that mode. So while we're on the topic of interface, I have to tell you this from the get-go. On the box it says Kodi, Play Store, all these stuff, 4K movies. You might be under the impression that it is already pre-programmed and everything. No. The Kodi on it is an older version that you have to update, which is easy since you have the Play Store, but there's no repository in there, none whatsoever. So you can't actually just plug and play and start use Kodi. But there's a lot of programs, YouTube videos on YouTube and on the internet that shows you how to actually use and fully utilize and install repositories in Kodi if you want to do that. Now, just bear in mind, I think they did this because of legal reasons. Kodi is not illegal, but the repositories you put in there are questionable. So just bear that in mind. What you can do though, if you're not skilled at that, if you have a thumb drive, flash drive, external hard drive, whatever it is, this thing can power it. You just plug your external hard drive in there or plug a USB in there and it plays any movie from it. Now I have tested, this thing actually plays X265, which is the new codec for videos coming out now. It gives you amazing quality at small size. So because it's a fully working Android box, I know enough I'm gonna say, so Bregin, did you actually download a game on it? Did you actually download some Android apps on it? And the answer is yes. And then the rabbit hole, the complexity, the frustration gets a little bit worse. Because what happened is that since there's not a touchscreen input, a lot of the games that are built for Android is actually looking for touch and swipe input. So when I plug it on the TV, turn on the game, and it says, alright, swipe this way to do a combo, or press this button to start a race, it doesn't work with the remote. It just hangs there. It's not it doesn't even respond if even I press the mouse button and go over to it. I can't click the button. And to be honest, I even tried plugging in the GameSir controller. The GameSir controller works everywhere except in the games. I don't know why. Not to mention these ports 1 to 3. I don't know why if I plug the GameSir controller in any of these ports, it doesn't work. It only works at the back USB 4, you know, back USB 4. You know, but I like when Dave wasn't editing. Anyhow, so that is something that really annoyed me. So I didn't get any games to, well, none of the high-end games to work. I'm still trying to find a game that would work. I haven't found one that will work with the remote. But when it comes to File Explorer or playing movies, this thing works perfectly. And it's very amazing that it actually plays X265, which simply means that it probably could play 4K. Yeah, but who knows? I don't have a 4K TV. All in all, performance-wise, it's good. I know you're gonna have people out there that's going to say, Bridget, we need to know the specs, and they might string me up feet. So let me just get the specs out of the way. You get 8 gigs of internal storage, which part of it is used for the OS, so you don't really get the whole 8 gigs. I think you get like about 5 or 6. I also looked at the processor, and I don't know the brand processor, but I know that it's a quad-core processor. Right? The branding, I don't know the branding, but it's a quad-core processor that's using a Mali GPU, a Mali 400 GPU, and you get 1 gig of RAM. Now, this is the thing that makes me wonder if it will play 4K properly, because 4K assets are pretty huge, especially when you're outputting Dolby Surround or DTS. I am not sure if 4K would work properly, and I am not saying it can't. It's just that the specs seem kind of simple for 4K. I don't have a 4K TV, so I can't test it. Might be the day when we get rich and have over 1 million subscribers, I'll have 4K TVs, just put it all over the place, and we can just test all of these devices. But as it is now, I have a little small 1080p TV, and it works. That's it. So we only have like 3 major points that I don't really like when I was reviewing it, but these 3 points are definitely things that if you really know how to work around Android, you can actually work around it. But apart from that, I had a fun time with the QFX Android box. It played movies, and that is what it's built for. You know, built for play, you know, CSR2 racing, or, you know, Mortal Kombat. It's really built for media, for your Kodi, for your movies, for your TV series. It definitely works. It's just that it's not limited to that, and you might overdo it, put things on it where you really should put on an Android box, and then you might complain about it, which is not the right thing to do. So anyway, folks, that is my full review of the QFX 4K Android box. So if you want to watch movies off of your thumb drive or off of your external hard drive, this definitely works. And if you know how to set up Kodi, because Kodi is not set up on it, that will work too. So you have a full-fledged Android box. Okay? Thank you guys for watching, and I know you guys still commenting on the giveaway video. Remember, that's not the last giveaway, and I have been doing giveaways for a while. But again, you need to comment, you need to subscribe, and you need to grow the channel. The more subscription, the better the giveaways will be. The more companies will come on board and support the channel. So go and tell your friends them, and actually people who win, you know, like Chris and you know yourself, CHE Designs. I'm gonna show the device them way in and tell the man them to subscribe to the channel. Cool? So until next time, people, thanks for watching and peace.
Snakes in the grass, you gotta watch where you step. Blood on the leaves, you either kill or be killed. When there's food on the table, you either eat or you starve. And when there's sharks in the water, you either sink or you swim. It's a jungle out there. It's a jungle out there. It's a jungle out there.